there, everybody. It's your bearded brothers. And we are back yet again with yet another sports podcast. My name is Matt.
No.
That's Linux Chris. We're hoping that his new Linux system holds up long enough for us to record this podcast without incident. But we'll find out. Quietly, cleanly, entirely without incident. For anybody who knows where that one is from. Some of you don't. Some of you will. Others of you will not. Alright, in news, hockey has started.
That's nice.
Wild's first game is tonight at 7, so I will more than likely not be watching football. I am likely to be watching hockey, which is my goal. I like hockey.
That's fair.
I don't even remember what game is tonight, and I don't even know if I care.
The game tonight, I don't remember. I think it's Eagles somebody, isn't it?
I think so, but I don't care.
Eagles Giants.
Oh, yeah, I definitely don't care. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't think there were any major injuries that I saw over the weekend. Did you see any?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head. That doesn't mean there wasn't any. My memory isn't great because I'm just trying to remember if anyone went down specifically last week versus the other weeks.
Well, we know people went down money.
Well, yeah.
2 people in particular got fined. One of them is Jerry Jones for apparently flashing the bird at MetLife Stadium where the Jets play. He actually called somebody out, pointed right at him, and flashed him the bird. Apparently it's going to cost him $250,000.
That's nothing.
Not to Jerry, no. And then apparently head coach Jonathan Gannon is getting fined $100,000 by his own team for apparently smacking the shit out of a player on the sidelines. Player in question is Amari DiMarcado, and what did he do to get smacked? He dropped the ball before crossing the fucking goal line. Why is this a pandemic?
I mean, I get it. Cameras catch you smacking somebody or doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
No. I was talking about the goal line thing.
Oh, that I don't know. That's always a problem.
Like, wait until you're securely in the end zone and drop the ball. Like, you can tell when the grass turns to a color, it's time to drop the football. Until that time, when you can see full color under your feet and no white line, hold on to that fucking thing. Also, coaches, don't hit your players.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do it, at least don't do it with cameras on.
If you're going to do it in the locker room where nobody can see you.
Yep.
Be smart. Don't be a retard. Are you going to take advice from someone who slapped T-Boz?
Always.
Another lyric. All right. Yeah, there wasn't much else to say about that, and I think we're going to hit just how weird this weekend was when we talk about the games, because it was weird. Is that a fair assessment of this last football week?
Nothing's weird to me anymore.
Yeah, but this last football week, up seemed down and left was right and right was left, and there are no more, I will say this, there are now none. There are no unbeaten teams. In fact, there is only one team left remaining with a 0 in either column, and no, it is not the Tennessee Titans. Lo and behold, the worst team this season has been found. And it is a perennial contender for that title.
I don't think they're actually the worst. I think they just got kind of unlucky.
I do too. I like.
They've had a couple games they could have won.
I've looked at it a little bit and I'm going, they've got enough talent and they're playing well enough. They should win. And why they don't is a damned mystery to me. I don't get it. I don't
Uh,
know why they don't win. Um, I'm hoping they can get off the schneid eventually. I mean, you would kind of think they would eventually, right?
who knows?
I don't know. Anyway, well, let's put the scores up for a little bit and get to talking about some of the games. Where do you want to start? You want to start on Thursday?
You can certainly start on Thursday if you want.
I'll start on Thursday because um I have a note for Thursday. Do you know what my note says for Thursday?
I'm kind of writing stuff, so I'm not fully paying attention. So no.
My note for Thursday says Brock who? Mac Jones is a gamer.
He did have a good game, but granted, I wouldn't say that he's consistent. So
I mean,
not yet, anyways. Not
dude took some
that level.
shots, looked like he was going to have to come out of the game, looked like he hurt himself, refused, stayed in the game. Niners win. That to me was a big deal. Mac played very, very, very good football. I was highly impressed with how he looked and just kind of how he played. And the fact that they beat the Rams, I don't think it's fair to say the Niners beat the Rams. I think it's more fair to say the Rams beat the Rams. Because they did have Kyron Williams fumble on the goal line. Although it did get punched out, and that right haymaker that to punch it out by the rookie DT was a big old clonker. I was pretty happy about seeing that. I was like, that's a dude who's playing to the whistle. And of course, then on a fourth down, trying to keep your drive alive, rather than give it to the guy who's passed for basically 300 yards in the game, almost 400 yards. What do? You run it. Dude was 10 yards short of 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and you ran it. And what happened? You got stuffed. You got stuffed. Ended the game right there in overtime. This was an amazingly well played game. Kendrick Bourne, that dude had a coming out again. Really liked watching him get open down the field. And McCaffrey didn't do great running the ball. But holy crap, that dude caught the ball 8 times. He was always open somewhere for the ball to be passed to him. And Jones was just doing everything he could to stay alive in the pocket, man. Yeah, no, I like Mac Jones. I want to see him be this Mac Jones all the time. Because if he was this Mac Jones all the time, he's a starter. Unequivocally. There's no question. There's no quibble. He's a starter. So if this is the beginning of the resurgence of Mac Jones, a la what we saw with like Sam Darnold, somebody's gonna grab him. There's a couple of teams. I mean, come on now, Las Vegas, hello, ring ring. New Orleans, ring ring. Miami, Tua sucks, ring ring. Arizona, time to move on from Kyler, ring ring. I'm just saying. There are a lot of teams that could use a guy like this Mac Jones. Even Pittsburgh, because it's going to be time to move on. Aaron Rodgers is retiring at the end of the season. So, Pittsburgh's going to need another quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, if he hits the free agent market this year, yeah, somebody should take a shot on him if he keeps playing like this. You got any other notes for that?
No, not really.
You think I hit everything pretty good?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Doing your top 10?
I am writing a lot of different things down.
Figured as much. Just moving along. Quick little thoughts about the Vikings game. Vikings and Browns over in London. The Vikings did win. Um, Boy, was that a lifeless game though from both sides. There was very very little. Like the Quinshon Judkins ran over the Vikings defense. Um, I will say the Browns offense looked, with Dylan Gabriel at the helm, looked more alive than we have seen in a while. Um, since I'm talking about the Browns, maybe we should talk about a pair of trades they made. Do you think so?
You can certainly do so.
So the Browns have traded away Joe Flacco, who sat this game because they started Dylan Gabriel, to Cincinnati. They traded Flacco and a sixth for a fifth. Furthermore, Cleveland has swapped cornerbacks with Jacksonville. They sent Greg Newsome over to Jacksonville, and I forget the cornerback they got back from Jacksonville, but it's one of their starters. I think Jacksonville won that trade because I think Newsome's a better corner, but I also am not sure if, looking at Newsome, if he really wanted to stay in Cleveland. He is only 25, but that's just the way I look at it. So if he didn't want to stay in Cleveland, right move to dump him now while you can. Get someone back for him who you might be able to re-sign. But yeah, that game, I wasn't sure the Vikings were going to win it. It looked bad, and then they had the fourth quarter drive. And Jordan Addison, who sat out for missing a team walkthrough for the entire first half, caught the touchdown with like 20 some odd seconds left on the clock. I'm pretty sure you were asleep and missed that game.
Probably.
That more than likely sounds right. Moving along. I don't have much else to say. Vikings are on a bye this week. Hopefully we can get some guys healed up. Hopefully, Brian O'Neill gets healed up. Hopefully our rookie guard gets healed up. Hopefully Ryan Kelly recovers from his concussion problems. And hopefully JJ feels better. That's about all I can say about it.
Right. No, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Moving along, I think we're going to have to talk about the team that the football gods have decided to kick in the dick this year.
You can do so, yeah. I mean,
poor Baltimore.
They have been, unfortunately, dealing with a bad stunt of injuries and shit.
I will say that, again, Houston starting to come together and starting to look a little bit alive. And I don't know if it's just because of how bad the Ravens have been and that defense is currently. Because that defense is kind of crap right now.
That defense is kind of crap.
Lamar did not practice again this week so far. And his replacement threw 3 picks. And it's funny because apparently before the Browns drafted him, Shador was supposed to, the Ravens called and asked if he wanted to be a Raven. And he said, not really, because I don't really want to sit behind Lamar. Well, with Lamar being injured, you might be starting right now. Just gonna point that out. And you got passed over on your own team. They demoted their starter and a guy they selected above you because they had more praise in a short guy than you, and Dylan Gabriel.
Which, to be fair, despite the fact that he's shorter, it didn't seem to bother him in the game.
No, he looked really good. This is the most alive I've seen the Browns offense look all season. And if it starts to get better, the league might be in a little bit of trouble because I don't think the Browns are a terrible team. And I think as Judkins starts to find his footing, If Dylan Gabriel finds his footing as a QB, they've got enough weapons they could be dangerous. But yeah, Houston wins 44-10. Ravens manage 10 points. I'd say I feel bad, but this is just the year that Baltimore is just. If I were Baltimore, I'd pull the plug. This is not your year. You're not even going to make playoffs at this point. You've won one game. You're like 1-4. Even if Lamar comes back, what are you going to do? You still think you're going to win? Your defense is terrible. You're going to have to boat race people. At this point, give Lamar as much time as he wants to come back. If he wants to come back. Well, he should be back this season. But give him as much time on the bench as he needs to recuperate. And then, I don't think you're going to be doing much this season, but it puts you in position to draft a couple of things you probably need. At least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You got any other notes about the Texans-Ravens game?
Not really. It was a slaughter.
It really was. Now, for one of the teams that got off the schneid this week, Giants-Saints. Giants go from winning their first game, or second game? I'm not sure. Giants go from beating the Chargers to getting beaten like a drum by the Saints. Saints win 26-14. I'm not sure what else to say about the game. I don't really have notes outside of Jackson, hold on to the football. Because he did fumble the football when nobody touched him. It just like, floop. Like, what the crap, man? Any notes from you on the Giants and the Saints?
My only notes was that while Jackson Dart did look fairly good for most of the game, he did have, unfortunately, turnover issues. He did throw a couple interceptions, did have a fumble. Cam also had a fumble that was also not recovered.
Both
Um,
both turnovers,
so
both interceptions went to the same guy too. The guy with the
yeah,
greatest name on the Saints. Oh
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
So like it's just one of those situations where you look at it and go, that's a problem. I get it, you're a rookie, but still you can't be having just by on your own 3 turnovers and then another turnover on your team. Like it's
Yeah,
just you're not gonna win that way.
you're not gonna win that way.
When you have 4 or
Exactly.
5 turnovers, you got to clean that up yourself.
100%. Now let's talk about a team that lost their bid for perfection when the Eagles had the Broncos visit them. Chris, do you believe?
Do I believe in magic? Is that what you're asking me?
Do you believe in the Broncos?
No, I don't.
You
I really
don't?
don't.
No.
I don't think Bo Nix is a bad quarterback whatsoever, but he is definitely the sum of the parts that are around him. He will only achieve great success if the team that's around him is built for great success.
This year they look pretty good. I will say that.
They look good, but I don't think this is a team that's going to go to the Super Bowl. This is a team going in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I think they
But
have a
Super
shot
Bowl?
to win the
No.
AFC West.
Um, it's between them and the Chargers for sure.
The Chargers have been looking like booty in the past couple of
They've
weeks.
had a couple of weeks, yeah, but I would say in general though, it
I
is
think that's
definitely between
because
them
the
and the
Chargers are currently
Chargers.
on tackles, what, 5-6 on their roster?
Yeah. I mean, they're dealing with injuries and other issues, but they're still looking fairly competent. Outside of last week, last week was probably the worst game they've played. But like,
I'd say this week was worse.
well, when I say last week, I mean the previous week that we
Oh
just
yeah,
played
the
because
previous week
Thursday
is
is
the
today is
because
the
they
next
didn't
week.
look
Yeah,
bad against the Giants. They just lost.
yeah,
And in this last week that just happened, they looked like totally
yeah,
clueless.
yeah. They look
Also, it
bad.
didn't help that they lost their second string running back, Omarion Hampton, who's now
Yeah,
on
it didn't help either.
IR
Yeah.
with an injury for 4 games minimum.
Yep.
But yeah, the Broncos looked really good. And they did beat the Eagles 21-17. I didn't know that AJ Brown played defensive back.
News to me.
Knocking the ball down in the end zone away from his own guy would have won the game. Just like, what the crap, man?
Sometimes you just get bored of playing one side of the field all the time.
So he wants to be like Travis Hunter.
Yeah. He's like, you
Yeah.
know what? Travis Hunter can do it. I can fucking do it.
Then we can move on to a guy and a team that started bad but is quietly having a very good season, especially for this QB. Probably the best season I think I've ever seen him have. And that's the Cowboys as they played the Jets. And Dak Prescott is quietly putting together an MVP caliber season, in my opinion. Playing very good football without CeeDee Lamb. I mean, looking at Pickett too. He's playing incredibly well. Or Pickens, pardon. And Javonte Williams has come alive, and the run game is suddenly looking good, and that's opening lanes for Dak to throw to.
Wind.
I like what I'm seeing right now from the Cowboys. They're playing a very good style of football. They do win over the Jets 37-22. Like I said, I'm starting to feel really bad for the Jets. I'm just like, you guys just got... And don't let that score deceive you, because most of those 22 points came in the fourth quarter in garbage time. That is the biggest issue with the Jets, is they will get drug for most of the game and then try to make a comeback. And it's like, guys, it's too late for that. Stop. I mean, I'm happy they do it for my fantasy team, but like, I look at it and I'm just like, no. Indiana Jones got back on the Colts again this week, got back on the horse and rode that to victory. I don't have much else to say other than, boy, do the Raiders suck.
That's true.
Pete Carroll's reliance on Geno Smith is going to kill him.
Potentially looking that way.
I mean, this is bad. Pete Carroll should be a Hall of Fame head coach, but the way he's playing, he's killing his Hall of Fame chances.
It's funny because that first week he played was really good, and then ever since then has been...
Yeah, it's been downhill ever
questionable.
Since. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but the Colts absolutely smashed the Raiders 40-6. Indiana Jones, of course, back again. Daniel Jones quietly looking like a good player. I don't know why the Giants couldn't get this out of him, but apparently the Colts can. Moving right along, Dolphins continue to flounder. They blew an 18-point lead to Carolina. And Rico Dowdle making a case that maybe he should be sharing some of that backfield. Anything from you on that?
No.
I think you were the one that kind of said Dowdle. You told me during the game, you're like, Dowdle is definitely trying to make some room in that backfield for himself.
He was having a good game, but again, when you're playing against a Raiders depleted defensive line, I mean...
Dolphins in this case.
Dolphins, sorry. I meant Dolphins. I was looking at
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Game of the week, probably. Bucs Seahawks. Again, I watched this and I told my wife, this is literally going to come down to whoever has the ball last. Which is basically what happened. It came down to whoever had the ball last. And in the end, Buccaneers win. 38-35. And I think it's because Darnold threw a pick. with like a minute and something to go, and they got themselves.
There was a missed field goal,
Was it a
like
missed
right at the
field
very
goal
end.
or was it a pick?
Yeah, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was a missed field goal. I'm gonna double
It was
check.
either a
But
missed
I'm
field goal or a pick with like a minute and something to go, or less than that, and then Baker took him downfield.
fourth quarter. Maybe I might be misremembering. I might be thinking earlier in the game, so let me double check. It was a pick at the very end. It was a pick with
Levante David.
how much time was left? Uh, time of possession was only like 15 seconds, so it was like pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks like 53 seconds or so.
Yeah, it looks like there must have been like about a minute left, roughly,
About
a
a
little
minute
less than that.
left. Yeah, about a minute left.
They had a
After
chance, and then
they
he
had a
threw a pick.
chance because they drove the length of the field. The Bucks did with a minute and 8 on the clock left in the fourth. When the drive ended, they tied it up 35-35, and then Darnold threw that pick to David, and they went 5 plays, 14 yards, and drained 53 seconds off of the clock to kick a
Yeah.
39-yard field goal to win it. I mean, other than that, Darnold had an absolutely smashing game with 341 yards and 4 tutties. Like, I'm not even mad. That was a great game to watch. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now we get to talk about the saddest team in the NFL.
I thought that was the Ravens.
No, it's the Cardinals. Because
Yeah, they're sad for a different reason.
they're sad for an entirely different reason. When you hike the football and it hits your quarterback in the face. When your
Yeah,
running back breaks off a 70-plus yard run that should be a touchdown and drops the ball before he crosses the line. When everybody thinks your phenomenal wide receiver is a bust, but it's because you can't use him right and your quarterback sucks. Titans win 22-21. Oh, also because when you intercept the ball, you then fumble it in the end zone and it's recovered by the offense.
right.
What the fuck was that?
Pretty much.
Titans are off the schneid. They win by a point. And that's because it was set up by this beautiful breadbasket throw. Like, I watched Cam Ward drop the ball right into the hands of friggin' of Ridley, Calvin Ridley. I was like, if he can make that throw with consistency, this team is going to be really goddamn dangerous. Once
Right.
he learns how to do that all the time, you're not stopping this team. That's disgusting. That's a disgusting throw. Outside of that, I don't have any other notes. Do you have any other notes?
No, not really.
Commanders, Chargers. I don't really have notes for this, other than, yeah, your quarterback is back and you look better.
Yeah, the Chargers just unfortunately shit the bed. Or not, yeah, Chargers shit the bed just real bad.
Chargers shit the bed bad, but it doesn't help that your running back, who just got 100 yards last week and was looking like your hope, also goes down to an ankle injury. So you've got one out for the season and one out for probably another 4 games. It's like, okay, dig around, find another running back somewhere. Good luck.
Pretty much. Who the fuck do they play next week? Oh, they play. Well, they might be still okay because. Never mind.
We'll look at it.
Yep.
Then the Lions played the feistiest Bengals we've seen since Joe Burrow went out.
Yeah, and they still weren't very feisty.
They still weren't very feisty. I will say that the guy you called out last week, he went ahead and got a tutty this week.
Yep.
But Brown still obviously not the answer. Or Browning, pardon. So they're going to bring in the ageless wonder Joe Flacco, whom I think is going to get killed in his first game, but
I was gonna say, like, on top, you're gonna put him up against a hard defense, and then on top of that, like, I hate to be that guy, but if you looked at his stacks while he's been on the Browns,
they're not great.
he's thrown a lot of interceptions
Throwing a
so
lot of
far.
picks, guys.
He's not doing much better
I
than
will
Browning at
say
this
though
point,
that
so I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now he's
he's
got
got a
more veteran
lot better
experience,
weapons as well on the
like
Bengals than he did on the
yeah,
Browns.
and he's got more veteran experience, so maybe the hope is that he'll bring in something into the locker room. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it'll up Chase and Higgins and
I don't know.
Chase Brown, I guess, who's the running back.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
we'll get
guess.
something out of it. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I've lost track at this point.
And then we move on. Patriots at Bills, which was the Sunday night game, and the other team that got shocked and is no longer undefeated. But it didn't help that the Bills committed a buttload of penalties, and I think they were looking past the Patriots, still seeing them as a weak feast upon team. The
Maybe I don't
Patriots
know.
are not that anymore. Drake May has turned this team into contenders. Hunter Henry is a great tight end. I love this Patriots team. They are not ready yet. Give them a year or so, this team is going to be really dangerous. And finally, it's like I told you, this would be the perfect way for the week to end. And boy, howdy did it. The Chiefs went to Duval and walked away with a loss. Which I, having watched the Jags play, was like, the Jags have a chance, but I don't think it's a very good one. But you know what?
Yeah.
When your best player watches a guy fall down at the end of the game and slip, not once, but twice, and then decides, I'm not going to pursue him, and then the rest of the team lets him walk in for the winning touchdown, you deserve to lose.
That was so dumb, dude. I have no idea what they were doing.
I don't either. Now, Chris Jones has taken responsibility for it, but I mean,
A little late there, bud.
again, this is the weakest the Chiefs have looked in many years.
I would agree with that, yeah.
And if anybody else was going to win the AFC, this is the year to do it.
Oh, yeah.
The Bills, I would have said, the Ravens, but they're obviously not going to. But the Bills this year, this is Josh Allen's year. You guys have got to win it this year. You cannot guarantee that the Chiefs will be this bad again. Mahomes is the fastest quarterback to 200 touchdowns, okay? He is, as annoying as it is, he's not slowing down. And if they have a down year, they're only going to get better because they're going to have a better draft pick, which means they're going to pick up another wide receiver or one of the big time players in this draft. Yeah. Outside of that, Lawrence was very up and down. But yeah, the Jags, man, they played a pretty good game. And Travis Hunter had a couple of plays where I went, oh, look, he can play football.
I mean, he can play football better than a certain other wide receiver that shall go unnamed.
However, that certain other wide receiver, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about, he's on the same team. And
he is not on the same team, isn't the one I'm thinking of.
I don't know who you're thinking of then. Was it a guy we blasted week before last?
It was.
Okay, well then, not worried about that one. But no, Travis
I keep saying I'm going to give that one more time, but man, like, every week that passes, I'm like, man, your time is dwindling very fast.
It is, isn't it? And then, but yeah, he caught the ball short in a play, and he made this double juke maneuver that left two guys looking for their friggin' jock straps. Know what I mean?
Little seed. Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
And then he caught one later on in the game way downfield that was just one of those catches where you were like, oh my God. If
No, he
that's.
could definitely catch the NFL football.
Oh, yeah, he can definitely catch. I don't think. Again, I think he's a better wide receiver than he is a cornerback. I don't know why so many people coming out of college had him listed as cornerback. I've always seen him more as a wide receiver with like nickelback. Sorry, I know.
There's a certain crowd of people that are gonna be really mad about.
There's a
that.
certain crowd of people that are not going to like that I said that, but with like nickel potential. You know what I mean?
How dare you reference that he should join Nickelback? No!
Hey, they were great through Silver Side Up and then sold out hardcore.
I have no hard feelings one way or the other. Nickelback is, they've got some songs I don't mind, and then they have a lot of songs that I'm just like, yeah, not my thing.
Like most of Silver Side Up is pretty good to me. And I know there's going to be some people that are like, how dare you? I got into them because of Leader of Men, which I think is a great song. But anyway, regardless, yeah, the Jags look like a legitimate team this year. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence. That's the really hard part about this. The Jags are a good team. Is Trevor Lawrence a good quarterback? I don't know. I don't think so. He's got flashes where he looks brilliant. There was a pass at the end of the game coming into like just trying to win the game. He throws this ball downfield and just drops it right in on BTJ perfectly. And I was like, where's that been all game? Sometimes he makes throws that make you go, wow. And other times he makes throws that make you go, wow. So
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, there's not much else to say about him. I
Nope,
hate to
not
say
really.
that. He's very up and down. I wish he could just find a level, guy. Find a level.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're amazing.
inconsistent.
Other times I wish you weren't the quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep, too inconsistent.
Oh yeah, so much so. Again, I hope that he finds himself though, because when he's on, there's nobody better.
Yep.
Or if there is, there's very few better. But
Right.
when he's not on, holy crap, does he look damn near unplayable sometimes?
Sometimes.
It's kind of like Michael Penix.
Yeah, but Penix only had the really one bad really game.
Yeah.
Most of his games have been pretty decent.
The problem with Trevor is that he wins a lot of his games, but he's up and down in the same game. It's not like
yeah,
he's
it's all
up,
over in the same game.
Yeah.
He's not consistent in the game, let alone across the season.
That's all the games for last week. But you know what? You know what I think it's time for? You know what I think we should do? I think we should do some game balls.
Okay.
Let's do some game balls. You can go first.
CJ Stroud, game ball.
You know what? I'm going to give one to somebody that I haven't given one to ever. Dak Prescott, game ball.
That's an interesting one.
He had a great game.
That's fair. KJ Bourne, game ball.
Mac Jones, game ball.
The guy that was throwing him the ball. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then another one that seems like that he's going to show up on my list quite a bit over the next couple of years. Emeka Ibuka, game ball.
I had him on my list too, but I'm going to go with T-Law, Trevor Lawrence, game ball. If only for that final play.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Where you fall down twice and still end up with a touchdown.
Yep.
Let's tell some guys they stink and need to hit the showers.
Okay.
I'll start this one, and I'm going to take the obvious low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Geno Smith hit the showers.
You bitch.
Of
It was on my list.
course.
Damn. All right. Well, fine. I'll take another one. And I actually got a little to add to mine. Derrick Henry hit the showers, 15 attempts and 33 yards. Disgusting.
Amare DeMarcado. Hit the showers and think about hanging onto the football.
That's fair. Jackson Dart. I know you're a rookie, but you can't be turning over the ball 3 times and again, man. Come on.
And my last one, because you added a little mustard onto yours,
I gotta find one more now.
Saquon Barkley.
Ugh, yeah.
6 attempts. 30
Mhm.
yards. Are you did some damage in the passing game, but 6 attempts? I don't know if that's
totally
on.
on his.
I know that's not on
Yeah.
you. That's also on the offensive coordinator. But come on.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't great.
But I'm still putting you on. I'm still telling you to get in the showers.
That's fair.
Need to wash the stink of that game off of you. And if that coordinator keeps being that coordinator, he might find himself on a list before too long.
Uh, I'm looking for my last one still. Give me a second. I had one, and then it got taken, so now I got. So now I'm desperately trying to find another one real quick. Uh, I'm trying. So you know what? Here, I don't want to look forever. We're just gonna do this. Um, the entire Chargers team hit the showers. You guys got to figure out what's going on with you. I know it's not. It's some of it's injuries, but like there are other things that are clearly like just feeling off. Herbert's not hitting his receivers as well all of a sudden. It just feels like your running game obviously has issues now that Hampton's gone. Like you guys gotta collectively get together, talk it out, figure out how to fix what problems you have, and move forward. I understand like some of it, not all of it's obviously your problems, but still you gotta find a way to fix it and move on regardless. So you obviously haven't done that. You're running the same game plan expecting the same results with lesser pieces. It's time to look at your game plan and change things up.
Agreed. All right. Potatoes?
We can do potatoes.
Do some potatoes, some Inferno, some power rankings, and then next week?
Sure.
All right. Potatoes. You want to start with the potatoes?
I can. We'll start with a softball. Real easy one. Maybe, just maybe, Gabe is the guy?
Gabe Dillon?
Gabe Dillon?
Is Gabriel Dillon? Is that the guy for the Browns?
Is he the guy?
I'll eat a plain potato
Maybe
for
he's the
that.
guy?
Maybe we'll bake a potato
Maybe.
over that. I mean, he looked better than anything else they've tried recently.
Yeah, that I was gonna say. The last guy that looked even semi-decent that they had like this was Baker, so, you know.
Well, and then that season, that magical Flacco season.
Yeah, and even then, that was only the very end of the season. That looked good. The front half of that season was kind of crap.
Yeah,
Remember,
it was like
Flacco
the
came in
back.
halfway through that season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, maybe, maybe it's time for the Cardinals and Kyler Murray to part ways.
I said this last week. Yeah, I mean, I already agree with that. It just seems like something's not fitting right anymore. It's not that Kyler can't play at a high level. It's just obviously his time with this team is just not working. Maybe just needs a mental reset, you know?
Flip him to another team, get another quarterback back, maybe that's somebody else that needs a reset.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe, maybe Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, you know?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But they're not going
Swap
to flip
quarterbacks?
it while they keep winning.
No, no.
So I was
But I'm saying if they
thinking,
also start losing and then want to flip or
yeah,
something,
yeah,
maybe.
but I was just thinking maybe Tua
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, or maybe the Steelers looking obviously at options when
for
Rodgers
the
is gone.
future. Yeah, that
Yeah.
they
And
could.
then so flip and then give him a draft pick maybe or something. I don't know.
Maybe they'd have to come up with something for him.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Either
Brock
way,
Purdy
I do
if
think
Brock Purdy gets healthy again, there's I mean, I don't know that they have the cap room, but getting Mac
yeah.
Jones wouldn't be a horrible idea.
No.
And then
Yeah.
sending Purdy out somewhere else where you don't have to get a quarterback back for him.
Yeah, but do you want to put Mac Jones on a team that doesn't have pieces? Mac
Yeah,
Jones is only good like Sam Darnold if you got to give him a team to work on.
I think they do have some pieces of McBride, and then they've got, obviously Harrison, who I think
Yeah.
would be better with a with a quarterback that can really throw rather than one that's more of a
Eh,
running QB.
maybe. I don't know. I don't think that will matter. I've seen him drop wide open passes to his fucking chest, so I don't know. Either way, yeah. Yeah, there's some type of shakeup would be good for him, I think, though.
Yeah.
All right. I got another one here. Um, maybe only one team in the AFC North will go to the playoffs, and three in the AFC South will go.
If you had left it on the first one, I'm with you. Um, I think the AFC South is a two-team division.
So if only one team went in the North, then who would be the other division that would have three? That's why I picked the South because I specifically was thinking about that. Is that there would have to be another one of the other divisions that picked three, and North and South was the only other division in my book that made sense on looking at the teams.
I mean, West,
Who's in the West right now?
because you could get the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs are going this year.
They could though, and that's what I'm going to say.
And if they do, I don't think the Broncos are or Chargers, one of those two. I just don't think all three of those are going to be able to sweep in
And I get it.
with
I
the way they've
also
been
know
playing.
that Houston has a shot, but they've feasted on two teams that are kind of weak this year.
I
Um,
know, but they played better than both the Chargers and the Texans have, or the Chargers and Chiefs have in several games. So
Again, it could be, but either one of those. And I think you're right. There is only one AFC. The AFC North champion is going. Um,
yeah,
I don't think any, and I think it's going to be Pittsburgh, and I don't think
it's probably going to be Pittsburgh.
anybody
Yeah,
else is going to go.
no,
Unless Lamar gets healthy and the Ravens suddenly go on a win streak,
have a
which
surge. Yeah,
yeah,
but even
and
then,
I
like,
don't see it happening.
yeah,
So, and I don't see Miami or New York suddenly coming alive.
coming alive now.
No. So it's either the South or the West that's going to have three teams.
Yeah.
And the South could do it, but so could the West. I'm not going to sit here and look at the rest of the schedules to know what I think about that.
No, no. I was purely just going by the teams in the division and
By
how
the
they're playing
vibes,
now.
I'm going to say no to that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to eat it just because it could also be the West.
Mm.
But had you said the AFC North is only going to have one team, I'd have eaten it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it felt too easy though, so I wanted to
So here's
give it a little
here's
caveat.
another little softball for you. Maybe it's time to admit that the Seahawks made the right choice when it came to Pete Carroll.
Mm, it's still a little early for that, in my opinion. Pete Carroll had the one good game in the very first week. Obviously, we don't know how much of the issues of the team right now are coaching versus player related. So we just don't. There's a lot of information we just don't know. He's only played 4 weeks, for God's sakes, at his new job. So like that seems a bit early. I'm
Okay,
just gonna be
I'm
blunt.
just throwing
That's
it out
true.
there.
That's very early.
Just throwing it
Let's
out there.
let's let's wait and see.
All right, fair.
I think there are some player related issues, obviously, but well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everyone and their mother knew that this Raiders team, likely going into this season, was probably not going to be good. Most people expected that this was going to be the rebuild season, and next year would look like a more competent season.
We'll see.
At least that's what I always thought. So,
All right, hit me with your
um,
third one.
and the last fun one, maybe, just maybe, Baker bakes his way all the way to a Super Bowl.
You know what? I'm gonna eat that one because I'm a believer of Baker and the Bucks this year. They've been really, really good in tight games. They keep having to come back, but you know what? That resiliency is the mark of a playoff team that's not going to give up. You need
Can be.
that kind of resiliency if you're going to win in the playoffs. I love it.
And Baker loves to win from behind. He's just, you can tell he's that kind of
He's
quarterback.
that kind of guy. He doesn't want to lose, and he's always motivated with this chip on his shoulder to play harder when he's behind.
Yeah.
And they're playing this way without some of their best receivers.
Yeah.
Wait until they get some of
Well,
their.
Abuka's been, you want to
Abuka's
talk about,
been a good
you want
lord.
to talk about a stud.
That's a
Like,
rookie of the year right there.
it's starting to be that way. The rest of the guys are going
He's
to stay
running
injured for the
away
next
with
two to
it.
3 weeks. I mean, how many catches? He had like, what was it? Like 6, 7 catches for 160 yards or some
Hold
shit?
on, I'm going to actually look
Like,
up what he had
like I
this
know it
last
was,
week because
I
I
know
know
it
it
was a
was
hundred and, it was 100,
stupid amount.
it was over 150 for sure. So I remember hearing about it on
It's
the
a
TV
couple of
when they
weeks in a row
brought
now
up.
that he's done it.
Yeah,
7 catches, 163 yards and a tutty.
yeah, yeah.
This
Dude's a monster,
season,
man.
he's at. Let's see here. Regular season targets. Regular season 25 catches for 445 yards and 5 tutties in 4 games.
Yeah, basically a
He's
hundred
100
yards a
yards a
game.
game and a touchdown a game.
Yeah, yeah,
That's almost a 2,000 yard season.
yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, and it's that it. He is a beast. If he doesn't get hurt, he's running away with the rookie of the year.
Yep.
My last one is kind of sad, but I think we all need to acknowledge it. Maybe it's time to admit that the Jets' problems extend so far beyond the field that under current ownership, they are utterly unfixable.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while and beating around the bush. I have said, I think even last season when they fired their head coach back then,
Salah.
I said, yeah, it's Robert Saleh. I said that I think the problems with this team, because if you look at this team on paper, they have good pieces. It's not perfect, but they should be winning games, and they're not. It's very obvious to me that the problems that run from this team are not coach related, they're not player related, they're definitely front office related slash ownership related. Now, whether or not that's fixable under this ownership, that I don't know. In theory, if it's a front office thing, yeah, it could, in theory, be fixable if ownership was willing to move on from front office people and maybe fix that. But maybe their front office people's full of friends and family or whatever else it may be, and they don't want to get rid of anybody because they're like family. I don't know. Either way, as far as fixability is concerned, I can't. I don't want to sit here and say that they're completely unfixable, but like Yeah, I've ever since the Jets have been a thing since like I've been paying attention since football. Like they've always just been kind of mediocre, if
They've
not
had
just
some
straight bad.
seasons where they go into the playoffs with hopes
Yeah,
and having one of the toughest defenses around back in the Rex Ryan era.
yeah,
And but they've always it always seems that their GM and coach are at crossroads and
yeah.
are in simpatico with each other. Ryan had Idzik, I believe,
Always.
and
Yeah,
they just don't get along,
yeah,
and they'll shake one up but not the other.
yeah. And
And
then rather than doing kind of what the Vikings did or what a lot of other teams have been doing, which is, okay, we're gonna hire a GM, and then the GM's gonna have heavy involvement into hiring the coach, so that way that they make sure that they get along and can cooperate with each other.
mm-hmm.
You know, um, it doesn't seem like the Jets do that, and I don't know if that's an ownership thing. I don't know if that's a different thing, but I will say that it is very frustrating to see the same issues plague this team over and over again, regardless of players, regardless of coaching. Like it's clear that it's not coaching. It's not clear that you're not grabbing bad coaches. Robert Saleh went back to being a defensive coordinator for the 49ers, and look, they got a good defense again. Like Aaron Glenn's not a bad coach. It's very clear to me. Like he's got people that like him. They've had good coaches. They've had good players. They've had, I just don't. At a certain point, it's just like fundamentally the way they're running that organization. At a certain point, becomes the obvious problem. Whatever they're doing, somewhere along the line, somewhere in that upper pipeline, is fucking everything down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
Like quite literally, shit rolls downhill, and the longer it has to go, the bigger the shit ball.
The
So the
problem,
fact that it's been consistently shit for so long tells you that it's got to be coming from pretty high up.
yep, and you're not gonna get a change until you change the front office, and you get a guy like Dan Campbell who comes in and is immediately a culture changer.
Yep.
Like, look, I like Aaron Glenn as a coach, but he's not a culture change guy. Ben Johnson?
I actually, I'll say this. I think he's trying. It's very clear because remember the first thing he did when he stepped in was, I don't give a fuck about Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. We're going to do it this way, my way, and that's all I give a shit about. Let's
Yep.
talk about my way. So I think he is trying to do a culture change, but because it's the Jets and they've had such a terrible culture for so long, it's going to take longer. The reason Dan Campbell was able to do it with the Detroit is because, well, let's be honest, Detroit's not New York. New York fans are much more ravenous than Detroit fans. Detroit fans were just depressed, and they finally had something to cheer for. New York fans are just assholes.
Well, and somebody pointed something out to me that I like. That they pointed out about Sauce Gardner,
Oh, yeah.
which is he hasn't really improved or changed much since his rookie year. Now, granted, he had a really
No.
good rookie year, but
He's had so many different coaches. Now, whether or not that's his fault or the fault of having so many different coaches who are trying to teach him maybe different things, hard to say. But yes,
Exactly.
you would have expected a bigger step forward now. I'm his what, fourth, fifth season?
Yes.
Like, so you would have expected, based on his rookie performance, a improvement. Now that's not to say that he's gotten bad. He's pretty much the same. He's still good, but he's not like the superstar people were expecting him to
No,
turn
and
into.
he's making the same mistakes that he made as a rookie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a good wide receiver. He's not like a clear-cut number one
Cornerback.
wide receiver.
Cornerback.
Corner. Sorry, I meant corner. I don't know why I keep saying wide receiver.
I don't know. But
I'm thinking
I think he could be
when it comes to the Wilsons, for whatever reason, my brain just.
But his name isn't Wilson, it's Gardner.
I know, but Sauce Gardner, I don't know.
Garrett Wilson, maybe I could see
Garrett
that.
Wilson. There's just so many different names in that. Yeah.
You've never been good with names. Let's just admit it.
I haven't been. I knew exactly what you're talking about. I can picture them, but like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so like the Jets have talent. I think to me their big weakness right now is right guard on the offensive line because they have Elijah Vera Tucker
yeah,
when he's healthy, which is never. So I think they got to replace him, and they need a secondary wide receiver. And were I them, I'd look at bringing in a veteran cornerback to help teach Sauce. I guess that's where I would look
maybe,
on the
yeah.
field. Yeah. Anyway, point is, that was my final one. And I just don't see, under Woody, I just don't see the Jets being fixed because I don't know how he internally runs things. I don't know if he's got too many guys that are, I think he needs to streamline information. Streamline his information process. I think he probably has too many people with useless titles.
Possible.
All right. Inferno?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Excuse me, apologies.
You're fine. Go ahead and get started, my friend.
We'll start at my lowest. We'll just go with sitting in the third circle. Geno Smith. Listen, like your starting position is starting to come up to question very quickly, very fast. Figure your shit out, or I imagine they will find somebody else.
Well, Mage, they haven't already.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon. First off, your team is underperforming. Second off, you get caught on live camera smacking one of your own players. You're in the sixth circle. I don't think you're probably going to get fired at the end of the season for it, but your team isn't taking steps forward. They're taking steps backward, dude.
Yep. Sitting in the fifth circle, Jonathan Gannon. I don't need to add anything to it.
Moving down to the eighth circle. I don't know your name, but whoever is the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, only giving Saquon Barkley 6 touches is probably a mistake that you need to rectify.
Classic and a goodie. Sitting in the ninth circle, Zachary Taylor. Still haven't left. Enjoy.
I have moved Zachary Taylor down. You are now in the 10th circle. You are in hell, sir. You should probably be getting ready to get your pink slip by the end of the season. Unless Joe Flacco comes in and gives you a miracle. Even then, I'd probably
could happen.
Even then, I'd probably still fire you at the end of the season because that would be, yet again, your quarterback is your coach.
Yeah, true.
All right, power rankings. This week was difficult to figure out who I was putting on here. Huh?
It was a week.
It was a week. So I'm going to start at the bottom. In number 10, I got the Rams. Yeah, you lost. You lost to a Niners team that I didn't see coming. But you played well. I think you just... Look, Stafford is the man until he's not. Period.
Pretty much. My week is going to look really weird, but fuck it, we're shooting for it. Number 10, I got the Steelers. Listen, I didn't have anyone else to put here, and they're just a decent enough football team.
It's the first team I've ever seen win a bye week.
Yeah, like they just didn't
Everyone
do
else in
anything.
your division lost.
Yeah, so like, fuck it, you're 10th place now. Congratulations.
Number 9 for me, the Broncos. Good job beating the Eagles. You're playing better, I think.
They're on the cusp of my list. They're not quite there yet. Number 9, I got the Seahawks. Yeah, you lost, but in very close fashion and in a very good game. So I think you can still be 9.
Number 8, the Steelers. You won your bye week. Congratulations.
Yeah. Number 8, Rams. You did lose. You were up higher on my list, so you get dropped. You're not completely off my list, but here you are.
Number 7, Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval?
Number 7, 49ers are actually good? I'm very confused.
Number 6, the 49ers and Mac Jones are good? I too am confused.
Number 6, Eagles dropped all the way down here. I have no justification for this.
Yes, you do. You hate the Eagles.
True.
Number 5, the Bucks. Congratulations on the win. I'd like to see you win without having to come back sometime.
Number 5, the Bucks. I don't need to repeat what you just said.
Number 4, the Colts. Indiana Jones rides on.
Number 4, Jacksonville?
Number 3, the Eagles. You lost. Don't make it a habit.
Number 3, Bills. That was gross, and I am going to penalize you pretty heavily.
Number 2, Bills. That was gross. I probably should have penalized you more.
Number 2, Indiana Colts?
And number 1, the Detroit Lions.
The Lions, yeah.
Lions roar.
Yep.
This is a weird season, man. I did not expect the Colts to be good at all. And
well, I expected them to be pretty decent with Daniel Jones, but not like... I figured the upgrade
hey, we're going to win
at
the
quarterback...
AFC South and make a run.
Well, I was like expecting I was saying that it was an upgrade at quarterback because it was a veteran who just threw the ball better and just was likely to make less mistakes. I didn't expect him to be 2 times better than what they had. Like, he's everything that they wanted Anthony Richardson to be. What the fuck?
And not only that, their defense is fucking amazing this year.
Yeah.
Their defense is really, really good.
Man,
so like
all the
I'm
people
not
that were
even,
saying Daniel Jones is not good is really probably pissing off, really pissed off right now. Like, Jesus,
the dude's
you guys
got to
look
be
like
in
a bunch of
conversation.
retards.
Again, the dude's got to be in conversation for MVP.
MVP talks, man. I'm just saying. With the way he's running and the way he's throwing and the way he's playing, I mean, maybe we were underestimating this Colts. Maybe the Colts team was really good all along, and they were just missing a competent quarterback.
I mean, maybe.
It's kind of
you know
feeling
what's
that
you know
way.
what's really funny? They're doing good right after their owner, the crazy owner, died and left it to his daughters.
That I will say probably is just
Coincidence.
Coincidence.
That's coincidence.
Yeah,
I know. I just
know ownership doesn't have that much effect on
no.
field
I
play.
just to me, it's as much as I hate to say it, and you know, like
or you could argue that the Colts players are playing harder than normal
because
they're
he
playing
died,
for...
and they're trying to play
Yeah.
for him so that they can
Yeah.
win a championship in his name.
It might be.
Maybe
Hey, it happened.
I'm not going to say that.
I mean, the
doesn't
Saints
happen.
did it with the whole Katrina thing, and it worked out for them. So
Well, I don't think they won a championship that year, but they did play a lot better than normal.
Yeah, it was that following year.
Was it?
That was yeah.
I know the year
either.
of it they played fairly well, and then they won the game where they reopened the stadium.
Yeah, no, it was
because they
it
had
was
a
that
blocked.
year
What was it? A blocked punt or something that they returned for a touchdown? Yeah.
That year they reopened is the year that they also won the Super Bowl.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And that was also the year where they cheated and beat the shit out of us.
Bountygate.
Yeah.
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 All right.
That was the same time frame.
Let's talk about next week, shall we? And then we'll wrap this all up.
We gotta.
Well, there is no Vikings game, so we don't have to worry.
That's true. In some ways, though, that's good because hopefully then JJ will be healthy and we'll get a healthy JJ back.
And I'd like to see us get a healthy line back so we can finally figure out what he looks like with behind a good, healthy line.
Actual line, yeah.
All right.
True.
Starting tonight, Eagles at Giants.
Okay, listen. It should be Eagles. It'd be really funny to say Giants, but I as much as I'd want to, I will stick with the Eagles.
I will as well. Look, my heart says Giants go out and win this. My brain says Jackson Dart is going to throw at least one really bad interception and have a
Yeah,
weird fumble, and Cam Scadaboo is going to do something dumb at some point in time.
yeah.
And
They're just young
overall,
guys, right?
they're going to
Yeah.
learn. They're just going to run the ball down the Giants' throat because it's been the Giants' weakness this year, and they're not going to be able to stop Saquon.
Yep.
Broncos at Jets.
I mean, the Jets just can't win to save their
Nope.
lives. So Broncos.
Yeah, the Jets' skid continues. Sorry, Jets. Browns at Steelers.
Be interesting to see how Gabriel plays against the Steelers, but I'm going to lean Steelers in this case.
I am as well. Now, this should be a redemption game. Chargers at Dolphins.
Should be a Chargers win. If it's not, we're gonna have some problems.
You know what? I'm going to take the Dolphins just
Oof.
because
I'm disgusted just hearing you say that.
I am too, but they almost beat the Panthers. They blew an 18-point lead, and Darren Waller was a monster in the first half, and then they didn't target him at all in the second half, and they should have.
True.
So
true.
if they can get that little wrinkle out of themselves, maybe they could win a game.
Maybe.
Patriots at Saints.
Should be Patriots.
Should be. Should be. Rams at Ravens.
I mean, should be Rams.
No Lamar still. Cards at Colts.
I'm gonna take the Colts on that one.
Yep, me too. Indiana Jones continues onward. Seahawks at Jags.
The problem is you just don't know which Jags team's gonna show up or which Trevor Lawrence is gonna show up.
And that can change in the middle of the game.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Seahawks are a more consistent team, but I think the Jags have more firepower potential. Oh, it's gonna be a good game, I think.
Oh, I think it's going to be amazing.
I'll shoot Seahawks, but I think it is an underdog. I do think Jags are probably slightly favored.
I'm going to take the Jags. Cowboys at Panthers.
I can't pick the Panthers. It's gonna be the Cowboys.
It is. Titans at Raiders.
Titans.
I'll take the Raiders
Good luck with that.
because they can run the ball. The Titans will not be able to stop the run. I don't think. I don't think they
If the Raiders want to run the ball,
if Niners at Bucks.
Bucks.
I agree.
I like the Niners.
Look,
but
I
just
like
think
the
Bucks are a better
Niners,
team.
but it's the Bucks.
Yeah.
Bengals at Packers.
We're going into Lambeau too. It's like, listen, as much as I hate Green Bay, I can't. How you can't pick against Green Bay here.
I'm
especially
going
with this
to.
shitty Bengals team.
I'm going to. I know they're probably got no chance. I want Joe Flacco to beat the Bengals to beat the Packers twice in the
It's not
same
gonna
season.
happen, man. It's not gonna happen.
I would laugh if it does.
It's not gonna happen.
Lions at Chiefs.
Lions.
Yep,
I just don't think the Chiefs are a good enough football team right now.
I agree with you. Bills at Falcons.
Bills.
If they can avoid playing like they did last week, yes.
No.
Bears at Commanders.
I think it's actually be a closer game than people think, but I will lean Commanders.
I'll lean Bears. There we go. All right, I got nothing else for y'all.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right. So, what we'll tell everybody is we hope that you enjoyed what we do here. If you do, please, please, please give us a subscribe, give us a like, hit the thumbs up, turn on the bell so you get notified when I actually finish editing these and upload them.
Whenever you feel like it, yeah.
There's school, everything else. I've got stuff I got to get done. But yeah, please do that. It'll be awesome. I promise you. Outside of that, we believe in you. If you believe in yourself, you can get anything done you put your mind to. So until next time, stay bearded and peace out.